you can.
I'd be hard pressed to think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah, let's go to Mike in Frederick. Mike, remind us.
Hey, I know the last 2 years have been really rough. You know, everybody knows the Wizards, kind of messed this up when 2 or 3 years ago at his peak. But Bradley Beal, what I remember, and, 5, 6 years ago, 2017 playoffs,
all right,
we were in the second round, I say with the Wizards. Second round, Boston Celtics,
all right,
and we took them to 7 games, and Brad won Game 6 pretty much for us. He had 33 points. I went back and just looked this up. 33 points, 15 of 26 shooting.
all right.
Forced a Game 7. Game 7, everybody talks in sports.
But Wall hit the game winner, right?
You can, but Wall shot 9 for 25 that game. Okay, Game 7.
But Eric's saying, is there a moment, like one specific moment? I would even think Paul Pierce, for example, was with the Wizards, I believe, for just one season.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still think about the one game winner that he hit, where after the game, he said, "I called game," which I think was a bank shot, which is probably a lucky shot. But
yeah,
you can think of like that specific moment. And Eric's saying, with John Wall, you think about the jumping on the table,
right?
But with Beal, you're giving me a good game. Yes, he was a very good player. Dude, he was second in the league in scoring twice.
Yeah,
so he obviously scored a ton of points and made a bunch of buckets. But does
True,
one
but
stand out?
We're not in that game if Brad didn't get us. Everybody talks about Game 7. He went to Boston, Game 7. Now, we lost 38 points in Game 7 at Boston. I looked it back up. Wall shot 8 for 23 that game, 1 for 8 on threes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we kind of trashed Wall when he went out. Now it's hip to trash Beal.
We're not. I'm trying not to trash him. I don't want to trash him.
Yeah, true.
I honestly try not to trash him.
The last 2 years have, just soured everybody.
I mean, Mike, you're right. He had some big games, not just in the playoffs. He obviously had huge games in the regular season.
Guy's had an awesome career.
But it just didn't work here. It just didn't work.
I agree. The last 2 years have been it. But, he did play 82 games back-to-back, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
That's eons ago, man. That's forever ago in the NBA.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first contract they signed into after his rookie deal? Everybody was tearing Ernie up for that because he had that, what was a shin splint when he was a rookie, but he came off his rookie deal. Ernie signed into a five for 127. Everybody destroyed that.
Yep.
He actually played up to that contract. He hasn't really.
He played 82 games back-to-back in 17 and 18, correct.
Yeah. I mean, I just think Wall and him were a pair. I don't think you can put one up without. I think they're kind of equal to myself.
You might be right. You might be right. It's just that Wall was more of the heart and soul guy.
He's a little more beloved.
Beal was.
He was more fiery.
Yeah, Beal was more complimentary, even though he was every bit as talented. Maybe maybe more talented.
But I mean, 4 of the last 5 seasons, they had no playoff appearances.
Yeah,
it was time for him to move on. It was actually time for him to move on before he signed the Supermax
and
deal.
You should feel good for him because now he's not going to suffer through a rebuild and win 32 games.
He gets to go contend.
He gets to go to Phoenix and play with KD and play with Booker and maybe win a ring.
Better climate. Yeah. Better golf.
Go play some golf.
Yeah, I mean, everything's going to be better for him.
Better team, better organization, better everything.
Everything's better. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a win-win, and he's still going to make $200 million in the next 4 years.
Everything's better in Phoenix. Why did you ever leave? Why are you even here? I mean, we love you, but why did you leave Phoenix
Chad
for
Dukes.
here? What are you
Great
doing?
question, Cakes.
You ever rue that day? You ever, honestly?
No comment.
No comment.
Okay. Yeah. You did almost get murdered in Phoenix, but we'll
if I didn't move here, I wouldn't have my wife and kids and all that.
That's true. It's a good point.
That's true. Everything happens for a reason. Michael Marr.
Yeah, Mikey Marr.
Name, right?
Mikey Marr.
Michael Marr.
His name, right?
I don't know everybody's name.
Mike Marr.
Mike, you strike me as a Wizards fan. Are you a Wizards fan?
Yep. Yeah, DC Sports.
All right. Do you have an iconic Beal moment in your brain? You're younger than us.
No, I really can't think of one.
Right. How are you broken up that we've moved on, or you think this is the right move?
He looks okay.
No, this is definitely the right move. I mean, with all due respect, the guy's best accolade is
All NBA third team once, and he's the fourth highest paid player in the NBA.
That gets you a big fat contract, making that all NBA.
I think that made him eligible for the max. Yeah.
But fourth highest paid player is wild to me.
Yeah. Well, look, that's just how it works. When it's your turn, you get paid, and then you get passed. He'll go down. There'll be guys that get paid more. They'll fall down the list.
Yeah.
But it is just kind of interesting that he was here all those years. And it's hard now. I guess the one guy that we just had is remembering 38 points in a loss in a Game 7 in the Celtics.
Well, that's all you can cling to. There aren't
that
a
might
lot of
sum
great
up
moments.
his career perfectly.
And you know what?
Played great in a loss.
It's not specifically tilted towards Bradley Beal. There haven't been a lot of great Wizards iconic moments for anybody.
What's the furthest they made was that series against the Celtics. It's sad that we got to keep pointing to. Well, remember when they made the second round and almost made it to the Eastern Conference Finals? John Wall hit the game-winning shot, a three-pointer. That's an iconic moment. Jumped on the table, all that sort of stuff. And then they lost the next game.
That was in 2017, by the way. Okay,
Also,
we're long removed from that.
Didn't John win the dunk contest? I remember kind of an iconic moment.
I don't think he won it.
Are you sure?
They had a weird dunk contest. Yeah.
Are you sure he didn't win it? I think he won it one year.
We have to try to cling to dunk contest wins.
Well, I was just saying, Bryce Harper had an iconic All-Star game moment when he with the home run contest.
That is the ultimate whoopee-doo.
Whoopee-doo.
Winning a dunk contest or a three-point sniping contest.
I'm trying to remember things.
I don't think he won it.
Are you sure?
I'm looking up the winners
Hold
right
on,
now.
Mike, what are you saying?
Yeah, John Wall won in 2014.
Oh, he did?
Thank you.
Yeah, he won it in New Orleans.
Ago.
Iconic in my mind, not your guys' mind.
No, certainly
Definitely not. I think that was a wacky one. Did they only have like 3 people?
I don't know. I mean, it was 10 years
They've
ago.
ruined the dunk contest through the years.
I mean,
but
Matt
I
McClung won it this past year.
That's true.
And he's fantastic, but I mean, is he in the league? I love Matt.
He might be in the G League.
Obi Toppin the year before, he's terrible.
That's a great point.
It's all about dunk contests.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Made for TV.
But that could have been his, you're right, that could have been his iconic moment.
I mean, he didn't have, maybe if Beal had won a three-point shooting contest or something.
Maybe he did. We're just forgetting.
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
Look, very good player, good person, did a lot for the community, didn't win enough.
Hey, you know what?
Bottom line.
He's going to do a lot for the Phoenix community now. Good riddance. I love you, Bradley Beal, but I'm glad you're no longer on the roster, choking it for $50+ million per season. Goodbye. We had 11 decent years, nothing great.
Nope.
Okay, it's time to cut the cord.
All right, we'll talk
Eastern Conference semis
He's going to
3
be
times.
so much happier.
Oh,
he's
yes.
going to be so much
He's
happier.
the happiest guy on the planet.
We'll talk to Ava Wallace, covers the Wizards for the Washington Post, about Bradley Beal's trade and what is next for this Washington Wizards team coming up at 8 o'clock here on the Junkies.